Tonight, on the curse of Oak Island.
This is the liner anomaly. That's incredible. Well, let's dig it up.
Look at that!
Looks like a handle.
To a chest?
Oh, that's fantastic!
Get us down there. There's going to be some answers at the bottom of that shaft.
Oh, we clipped the edge of a beam.
This might be completely unknown. At 70 feet, it almost has to be an offset chamber.
That sample came out to be pre-search or time period.
There is an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years. So far, they have found a stone slab with strange symbols carved into it, man-made workings that date to medieval times, and a lead cross whose origin may be connected to the Knights Templar. To date, 6 men have died trying to solve the mystery. And, according to legend, 1 more will have to die before the treasure can be found. Another historic day has arrived on Oak Island.
There they are.
Yep. One that marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter for brothers Rick, Marty Lagina, and their team.
Gentlemen, welcome to the island.
In a quest to locate the original money pit and finally solve a 227-year-old treasure mystery.
I'm sure you guys are anxious to get to work, so if you'll follow us, we'll take you up to the money pit. We'll follow you.
Today, they are welcoming representatives from Dumas Contracting Limited, a company that specializes in mining construction, to begin rebuilding the so-called garden shaft.
So guys, let me show you the garden shaft. It's right this way.
Located on the eastern edge of the money pit area, the 10 by 10 foot diameter garden shaft was uncovered by the team back in 2017.
Yeah, that would be probably the outside wall there.
Although they first believed it had been built in the 1800s by previous treasure hunters. Recent wood samples taken some 80 feet deep have been scientifically dated to 1735, over half a century before the money pit was discovered.
We've sampled wells within the money pit area, and we do have some chemistry back from this.
And just 3 weeks ago, after conducting scientific analysis of the water flooding the shaft, geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner made an extraordinary revelation.
We found gold in the garden shaft.
I have the data up on the screen.
103 feet deep that appears to be leading toward the shaft as well.
It does point just west a few feet of the garden shaft. This is the garden shaft. So, Scott, you can tell the guys why the shaft is of interest.
Well, one of the big reasons, we started a program last year, water testing. As you can see, it always has a body of water in it. So we captured some of that water, and it tested high for gold.
All right.
So it's definitely worth exploring.
To me, the most interesting thing about this shaft is that there very possibly could be a tunnel at the bottom of that shaft, which still might be available to enter. So there's some information down that hole, and we would like you to provide access to it because we really think that there's going to be some answers there. But what we need to understand is, what's the plan here? How do we approach this? How do you approach this?
I think right now we've got a bunch of engineering done up here to make a cap on top and start from the top down. And we can start moving some of the dirt and rehab the shaft, making it safe for everybody.
Over the course of the next 2 months, the team from Dumas will drain and excavate the old shaft and then install a new waterproof wood structure, reaching a planned depth of at least 80 feet. If evidence of tunnels or voids are encountered as the work progresses deeper and deeper underground, the team can also tunnel out laterally from the main shaft.
We'll be underground in the money pit for the very first time. I mean, that's important. Rehabbing the garden shaft provides some very unique opportunities to further explore that area. You guys are the eyes and boots component of this maybe history-making agenda. There are high concentrations of gold in the garden shaft, and amazingly, the garden shaft may be where the treasure actually is. Get us down there, figure out what it is. You guys are the company that's going to make this happen.
Can't wait to get down there and get our hands dirty and get you some answers.
I'm looking forward to you getting started. And you ever need an extra hand when you get down there? My arm goes up. So, again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let's get to the bottom of this. What do you say? We all in?
We're all in.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's get after it. Yep.
As operations get underway at the garden shaft, Rick Lagina heads just 60 feet to the south.
Hey, Rick.
Morning, guys.
Rick, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Well, where are we? Can you point out the location?
This one right here, Rick. But here we are down here in the L16.
Here, geologist Terry Matheson and Oak Island historian Charles Barkhouse are supervising the drilling of a borehole known as L16. A borehole where the team is gold could be buried in the garden shaft area, as well as additional evidence of the believed tunnel some 103 feet deep.
What's happening?
About 108, and when we were just reviewing the core, just in normal logging, came across a little chunk of wood. Just kind of unexpectedly.
What was the depth of this?
106.5 to 107, right in there. It was in situ ground above and in situ ground below. At this point, we're thinking another tunnel.
There you go.
Wood discovered in situ, meaning in undisturbed ground, at a depth of approximately 106 feet? If so, is it possible that the team has encountered another section of the tunnel they recently discovered, which may potentially lead toward the garden shaft?
Almost every time we drill anywhere near the money pit, something pops up that we didn't expect. And here it happened again, part of the tunnel. So what it means has to be figured out.
Not only is it at the depth, but we're in a fairly under-investigated area of the money pit.
Absolutely.
And because of that, it's a prime candidate for C14 testing.
yeah, sure.
100%. You know, to have a small chunk of wood might provide a very unique window of insight as to what's going on in this area.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think this retrieval of the wood should further our understanding of this area. We have a unique opportunity to investigate an area that strongly suggests very early activity, if not original depositional work. And we have to take every advantage of this opportunity. Water sampling, gold monitoring, C14 testing. Eventually, we'll figure this out.
See what happens.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yep, take care.
Yep.
Take care.
Later that afternoon,
Thanks, everybody, for coming. You know, guys, generally when we sit around this war room table, it's always about new things, you know, new information, new data, new discoveries.
Rick is gathered in the war room with Dr. Ian Spooner and other members of the team regarding another investigation focused nearly a half mile from the money pit on the western side of the island.
I've asked Ian to take a look at the LiDAR data. We want to know where the targets are.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stand
So
back.
stand back and we get going.
1 week ago, the team commissioned representatives from Phoenix Aerial Productions to conduct a drone-based LiDAR survey of the entire island. After making a number of potentially pre-16th century discoveries on lots 7 and 8, including an ancient barter token and a bunk hook designed for hoisting heavy cargo. The hope was that an extensive geophysical survey might reveal more substantial clues, such as buried structures or large, valuable objects.
Exactly found?
Now, with his more than 30 years of experience studying ground surfaces and differentiating between natural and man-made formations, Dr. Spooner has completed his analysis of the LiDAR survey data.
Ian, kind enough to review the data, so what have you got?
So I took a look at the LiDAR, and in particular lot 30 jumped out a feature there, and that I think Steve's going to take us to right now and see what people think.
Sure, so I brought this up first. So this was supplied to us from the LiDAR that they ran. You'll notice down here, so it's right in here. There's the anomaly on lot 30. It's about 100 by 150 feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty good by this. This is very geometric. It's not some natural feature. So the question is, what is it?
That's incredibly interesting.
In the war room, Dr. Ian Spooner and Steve Guptill are presenting Rick and members of the team with LiDAR images of a potentially important discovery on Lot 30, located on the western side of Oak Island.
So this is very geometric, and it deserves, I think, a little bit of a more careful look.
Yeah.
Every one of the experts has said to us, look for rectangular features because Mother Nature does not do right angles very well. Here we have in front of us a very rectangular feature. The inference being that's a man-made construct. Anything man-made on this island should be investigated. There's no reason not to try to figure out what it may represent.
Yeah.
I like that area because it was kind of opposite where the wharf would have been on Lot 32, where we found a wide variety of metal finds.
I'm going to turn off the LiDAR just so we can see the image.
Maybe this is the camp that the wharf we're looking for on 32 is associated with. It's really not that far.
No, it's not. You're right.
Over the past 2 years, Gary Drake and members of the team have discovered abundant evidence of an old ship's wharf on nearby Lot 32, which sets only some 200 yards from the mysterious LiDAR anomaly on Lot 30. Is it possible, as the team is speculating, that the two locations are potentially related?
Two big areas where we've recovered artifacts. By the shore there on 32 and just inland.
Yeah.
Makes sense that it could be some kind of camp.
Connects.
We just got to find out when they were using that area.
Yeah, first people that ever came across him.
Surprises abound, and this might be one of them.
Yeah.
Everything that we talked about indicates that that area should have an explanation for it, right?
Yeah.
So, Laird, not to put you on the spot, how do we go about investigating this feature?
I think we come in and do a small test trench by hand across one of the intersections. I think we take our time and make sure we get all the bases covered.
There's actually one area close to there that I haven't got into yet on Lot 32.
Ian, thank you very much. Appreciate it, but now it's time to put the eyes and boots on it and see what we can discover. Let's head out back.
Following their meeting in the war room, as operations continue in the Money Pit area,
Anything over there, Laird? No, not yet. Just getting below the roots now.
Rick Lagina and Laird Niven join Helen Sheldon on Lot 30 to begin their investigation of the mysterious buried feature.
What would be better to find, pottery or glass?
Pottery. It changed more frequently over time, so you get a better date off it.
Over the course of the coming days, the team will meticulously excavate a series of small square test pits all across the feature in the hopes of not only identifying what it may be, but also unearth any important artifacts or valuables that it may contain.
In order to completely understand what this is, I think we need to define the structure. We need to find artifacts that can timeline the structure. We need to let the discovery activities that we conduct tell the tale.
Very gravelly gravel.
It is, yeah. So, we're close. Just gonna take a little more work.
As Rick, Laird, and Helen begin investigating the feature on Lot 30, approximately 200 yards to the east, Gary Drape and Jack Begley arrive on Lot 32.
You go first, Gary. Lead us to the treasure.
Here, they will search for additional clues in the area where they previously discovered evidence of an ancient ship's wharf.
What we'll do, we'll go in lines. We'll go along the shoreline and come back down.
Make sure we cover everything.
Yeah. Right, let's see if we can get lucky. Oh, I can hear some little chittery chattery. I'm looking for good two-way repeatable signals. Like that. Yeah, this one's got to come out. Let me try pinpoint it for you, mate.
It's right there.
Right there, mate.
All right, Gary, work your magic, bud.
Yeah, right in the bottom there. Yeah. It's exactly where we thought it was, but that is deep. That's very impressive. I just hope it's something really old. Be careful, mate. It might be sharp.
What is that?
me, that looks like a part of a fire grate. Whenever you see any pieces of flat iron like this and it's got those ridges,
Yeah.
I mean, this could be old, mate. To me, it looks like 1700s,
Yeah.
along with a lot of artifacts that we've recovered off this lot.
Yeah, I agree. Let's bag it and tag it and get it tested.
And I'm sure there's some more pieces in there.
Okay, let's double check that.
Oh, wow, look at that. That was a surprise.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah. The heck is this? That is cool. These look old, mate.
Yeah.
This is unusual, mate. These spikes are substantial. I don't know if the fasteners or the tools, but either way, mate, there's some oldness here.
But
We're
they're
holding
sweet.
some ancientness in her hand.
Yeah, you can see like the striation.
Yeah. These are really, really cool. Fantastic. Feel the weight of those, mate. Good digging as well. What I love about these pieces of iron is they fit in perfectly with the time frame of the old wharf, that lead bale seal. Same time frame, or maybe a lot older.
Because the wharf would have been just right out there is where we suspect.
Yep. The deeper we digging in this hole, the more we finding. And these two artifacts, they're made of iron, and anytime you see those striations along the shank, then you're talking about hand-forged iron, which is always older. These are just the type of artifacts you want to be recovering an area where you think there's a potential old wharf. So let's see what else is in there.
So should we double check the hole?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, there's more.
Wow. Every signal sounds better than the last one. This is a cool little area.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we didn't leave.
Oh, a screamer! You can feel it now, can't you?
Oh, I can see it.
On Lot 32, located on the western side of Oak Island,
This is like a little Pandora's box of iron.
Gary Drape and Jack Begley have just found a number of potentially important clues.
Here we go. Come on. It's a hefty spike.
Oh, wow. I'm not sure if it's a tool or a wharf pin. To me, this reminds me of a wharf pin. It's got that flat head. It looks like it was made to be driven into wood.
So a wharf pin, you mean to stick two pieces of wharf wood together and hold it?
exactly.
Yeah,
I've seen how deep you've been digging, mate.
definitely.
I've been there one very long time.
Could Gary and Jack be correct that they found more evidence of an ancient wharf? If so, might it be related to the French cargo bag seal found 2 years ago? And perhaps also the large rectangular anomaly located nearby on Lot 30.
This is fantastic, mate. This is different kinds of artifacts in one small area.
Typically, when you find things close together, what do you think? Are they related?
Yeah, I normally think activity, mate. Work.
Because this could be us loading and unloading zone.
Yeah, exactly. This could be like a staging point inland. Potentially, we could be in an area, there could be a little encampment here. With a grouping of finds, that tells me it's a place where people would have spent some time. This might be the start of something really, really big. We just might be at the tip of the iceberg. There could be so much more deeper down as well.
Yeah.
All right, mate, I'll put it in a bag.
The following morning, as preparations for the reconstruction of the garden shaft in the Money Pit area continue,
Oh, look who's here.
Rick and Marty Lagina, along with their business partner, Craig Tester, arrive at the Money Pit.
Hey guys, good morning. Hey, good morning. What's going on? Hey guys.
Rick, good to see you.
After being alerted to a potentially important find in a new borehole known as D17. Here, they are hoping to continue tracking the path of a tunnel discovered 1 day ago in borehole L16, some 106 feet deep, which they believe may be heading toward the garden shaft.
We got some interesting stuff in an area that we've never found things. D17 from 70 to 71.5 intersected some wood.
Oh.
Relatively shallow.
Unusually shallow. It's odd that it's at that depth.
So it's spread out over a bit bit, and you can see there's more than just those few little chunks. We clipped the edge of and broke up a beam, I would say. It seemed to break into 6 blocks that look just about like what you have in your hand there, Marty.
That looks like an old broken edge.
Like they got an end of a beam or something.
This is 68 to 72. That's that section we have there. Below that, in that same hole, very soft material. There was no...
This might be completely unknown.
Yeah.
Well, this is a new find.
It's a good indication that we've got, something going on in this area.
Right. This presents another unique opportunity, and that is that if we find a tunnel and we get a bearing off of it, and it leads uphill, then that presents a very unique opportunity to run a series of holes with the sonic drill.
That's the idea.
If you find a tunnel going upwards, it almost has to be an offset chamber. There's no point in having an upward-facing tunnel, is it?
No.
So yeah, I would want to follow that.
For more than 2 centuries, generations of searchers have been thwarted by seawater flooding their efforts whenever they dug below the 90-foot level. This has led the Oak Island team to suspect that the treasure is most likely located in a much shallower offset chamber.
This was unexpected. This is a previously unknown tunnel. We're close to either excavations or constructions we're unaware of. And the most exciting construction would be an offset chamber that holds the treasure. I've been a big believer in an offset chamber, and if it only went to 70 feet, that would be about right.
Could Marty be correct that this possible tunnel might lead to the fabled treasure vault? If so, could it also be connected to the garden shaft, which sets just 20 feet away, and where high trace evidence of gold has recently been detected?
Because we hold such promise in the garden shaft, once we get to the bottom of that garden shaft, we can do vertical and horizontal probing. If we find this at the bottom of that shaft as we probe out, there may be a way to tunnel to it and find out what it is. Is it your upward chamber? From that perspective, it's incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of promise in this area for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And there's the wood we've got for D17. There it is. There's a chunk we're going to send away.
Okay.
Carbon 14.
That's good. Something new. Let's keep going.
All right.
Later that afternoon,
Gary, you got something good?
Yep.
Hey, bring it over here.
Rick, Marty, and archaeologist Laird Niven meet with Gary Drayton and Jack Begley in the Interpretive Center to inspect the numerous discoveries made one day ago on Lot 32.
This one came up first. Nice piece of decorated iron plate, I guess you'd call it. And it led to even better things.
It's got crisscrossed lines.
Strength. Decoration.
Part of a stove, maybe?
It's kind of what it feels like, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where we went. We thought it was probably part of the stove.
All right.
And we found these 2 pieces, very
Pins
similar.
of some sort.
What do you guess?
Some kind of fasteners, unless they're chisels. So if they were fasteners, that's where they broke off.
Yeah. Well, they're massive, whatever they are.
And we found this. This is my favorite. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Gary had thought that it could be a wharf pin.
Yeah, but based on what Carmen Legg has told us previously, I think that's too thick and not long enough. I think this is one of those rock chisels. I'm hoping. It's been pounded on.
Begs the question, what are they doing inland from the beach? We've got so many iron objects. Finding them is one thing. Having them tell a story is quite another.
Gary shows up in the lab over here with some very significant finds from Lot 32. And it's very intriguing because there's an awful lot of stuff, metal stuff, in this one spot. And these all came out of one hole, like how big? Like a big giant hole, or how big?
It was deep. It was maybe a few feet wide. And we need probably mechanical means of digging it up.
I know you're parsimonious about the use of such things, but can I bring the backhoe?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's go find out what else is out there.
Excellent.
Should be good, eh?
What do you think, Bill? Ready to get pumping?
Yeah.
As representatives from Dumas Contracting Limited and members of the Oak Island team continue their work in the Money Pit area,
I guess we'll keep going then.
Rick and Marty Lagina and other members of the team arrive on Lot 32.
Where am I digging?
Right here, Marty.
Under the supervision of archaeologist Laird Niven, they are about to conduct a larger excavation, where Gary Drape and Jack Bigley have found new, compelling evidence of an ancient wharf some 200 yards from the remains of a potential encampment nearby on Lot 30.
Oh, mate, this is the hole where we dug the iron artifacts out.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna put the spoils on that side because it'd be hard to push them back from this side.
Okay.
Okay, have at it. With all things associated with archaeology, Laird is in charge, but he's allowing us to dig in this area. And Marty's going to take the backhoe and remove the soils gradually. Gary will get in and metal detect, and Laird will supervise.
Scrappy.
Are you getting any other hits?
Nothing worth investigating at the moment. We do know for some older stuff deeper.
Marty, around like here is the original grade.
Ward, you want to get in the hole?
Want to jump in there?
Yep.
I think there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah, there is. That sounds like a good signal.
Hey, all right.
Two-way repeatable. Let's see if it's in pinpointing range. Yep, we're on it.
That's different.
Is lead sheeting.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's lead sheeting.
300-year-old duct tape.
Yep.
Yep.
Or older.
Yeah. I think the lead's got something to do with shipping.
Me too.
Yeah.
Lead sheathing found in an area where the team has previously discovered evidence of a wharf? Dating back to the 3rd century BC in ancient Greece, lead was commonly used in the construction and repair of sailing vessels due to its versatility and resistance to corrosion during long journeys at sea.
Yeah, that's a nice piece of lead.
Mm-hmm.
They used to line the hulls of old sailing ships with lead sheeting.
So it might actually be a really significant find.
Yeah.
Could this piece of lead sheathing offer more evidence of a ship visiting Oak Island long ago?
I ain't finished it either.
If so, what else might the team find to explain just who was here, when, and what else they may have left behind?
Oh, what is that? Any ideas?
That almost looks like a handle.
Flat iron, some kind of ridge on it. Could be off like a little ship stove.
Yeah.
I'd keep digging. It could be more down here.
Yeah.
Okay, coming out.
We know that a number of finds on Lot 32 have been associated with maritime activity, i.e. the lead bag seal, wharf pins, ship spikes. Might there be a connection there? Certainly possible. That's the hope.
Look at that.
What is it?
Looks like some kind of tool.
Look at this, Laird.
Any ideas, Lid?
I think it's hand forged.
It's just got an old feel about it.
Yeah.
All of these artifacts we're pulling out of this hole, totally different.
If you wanted to prove that something went on,
Yeah.
this was a way to do it.
I'm sure we're going to find some more.
One encouraging sign with this pile of metal that we're finding on Lot 32 is that Lot 32 is very close to Lot 30, where there is some sort of anomaly. Why are all these artifacts showing up?
Oh, a big chunk of iron. But there's still more down there.
I mean, every time Gary waves his magic wand, another piece of metal comes out.
Oh, this is exciting.
You can do this all day and all night long, will you?
Yeah, I could.
The hope is that these... What is that?
Well, it's a smorgasbord of artifacts. That's what it is, mate.
This whole area has enough metal in it to keep you busy for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Can we take another shovelful out of it?
I vote yes.
You can take as much fill off as you want.
Yeah. This has been an amazing experience. The more we dig in this hole, the more we're finding. It's painting a clear picture that there was a lot of activity on the edge of Lot 32. Look at that. Cooking pot, mate. Probably a piece off a fireplace.
Nice.
Just so many pieces. This could potentially be a very important site.
Have at her.
Going in the hole.
Find something good, Gary. What's that reading?
It's tough to tell on this.
Sounded good.
Something wedged underneath here. This might be something really cool. Wow, what the heck is this? Do I check this out, Jack?
Yeah.
Look at the scallop design on it.
On Lot 32, while excavating the site, where a number of mysterious metal artifacts has recently been found near the remains of an old wharf.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
The team has just made another potentially important discovery.
I think there's parts of a stove here.
You think it's to a stove?
Yeah, probably.
Might be able to put some of these pieces together.
Yeah. Now you're cooking.
And we're not done yet.
That sounds sweet.
That's a different sound.
Something in this area. That is sweet sounding. Oh, look at that. That's nice. That's like an old strap.
What is that? A strap? Look at this. What do you think that's a strap to, Laird? Any idea?
No,
I mean, it could be to a chest.
quite possible.
Are these maritime-related objects? This is a possible strap to a chest. Well, it certainly fits into the treasure story. The facts are, we've made significant finds at a very specific location, and we have the kind of science necessary to try to understand what these items are and explain some of these finds. Everything's tied together. You just have to keep layering things to derive all the information possible from a site.
This has been a pretty successful dig. I think I'd like to take some of the artifacts back, get Emma to CT scan them, and kind of evaluate what's going on. What interests us about Lot 32 is really the number of finds that Gary was getting from one particular spot.
There's an incredible variety, no doubt about that.
Yep.
The agreement we have with the province is that if Gary finds a concentration of artifacts, we'll go in, set up a test unit in that area, and determine whether or not those finds are significant. You could just clean up the loose.
I'll try not to dig any deeper. I'll just clean this.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then we'll come back with our trowels and set up a unit.
Good. All right.
It's a mini treasure trove of items here.
God, I love this place.
2 days later,
Maybe we'll get some bedrock way over here.
as work continues up in the Money Pit area,
Hey guys.
Rick and other members of the team gather in the war room to meet via video conference with Marty and Craig.
So, Craig, explain to everybody, we have the wood samples in front of us here on the table. I believe you have the results from the lab.
Yep. Craig has just received the carbon-14 test results from the wood samples recovered earlier this week from borehole L16 at a depth of 106 feet and in borehole D17 at a depth of just 70 feet.
It's good information for the L16. This was the tunnel found at 107 feet, 52% from 1724 to 1812, 21.8% from 1648 to 1695. We can eliminate the 1900s because we know historically there wasn't any tunnels out in that direction at that time period.
50% at least in periods that could not be surgery. Is that right?
Correct, more than that I would say.
Nobody was tunneling around at 100 feet at that time period.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Craig, you have one more report?
Yeah, I sure do. The other one is D17, where it looks like we hit a tunnel at 70 feet. The results are almost identical. 49.9% from 1722 to 1814, 19.2% from 1656 to 1698. It's a very odd data point at 70 feet. You know, the majority of it puts it pre-searcher time period.
Wow.
Oak Island War Room, Craig Tester has just shared carbon-14 results from 2 different boreholes that may date back approximately a century before the discovery of the Money Pit.
I mean, the really odd thing about this is the 70-foot depth. You know, why was anybody at that depth?
At that depth, it doesn't seem to correlate with the searchers' effort to get to the treasure chamber.
Yeah.
Could the test results from borehole L16 and borehole D17, which sets just 20 feet from the garden shaft, and a possible vast deposit of gold, mean that the team is close to a major breakthrough in solving the 227-year-old mystery?
We don't have anybody looking at 70 feet, do we? Anywhere in the historical record, do we?
Correct.
That is correct.
Could be related to the garden shaft, just strictly based on depth. We know the garden shaft bottoms out at 77.5 feet. It would make sense to tunnel out.
Great. I think that's the most interesting result of all, because at 70 feet, it almost has to be an offset chamber.
That's right.
D17 may lead to what my brother has often described as an offset chamber where treasure is deposited. Is it exciting? Absolutely. Marty's offset chamber within 20 feet of the garden shaft? Could be. Because of the indications of some human activity at a depth and an area previously unknown to us, there's obviously the chance that you'll find the one thing. I mean, nothing would be better than that. But that's what this island is. It's an island of what-ifs and possibilities, and you have to chase them all. What's interesting is we continue to be mesmerized by the Oak Island mystery. It's complex, it's difficult, and we just have to follow the data.
Yes, exactly.
And the data continues to be quite provocative.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's start getting some real answers.
Yep.
So, thank you guys. We'll see you later.
Cheers, guys. Good job.
See ya.
As another incredible week comes to an end on Oak Island, Rick, Marty, Craig, and their team have collected more key pieces to help complete the Oak Island puzzle, with meaningful new discoveries in the Money Pit area and on the western side of the island. Could they now be on the verge of identifying just who was behind the 227-year-old mystery? And as they prepare for their most ambitious dig yet, will a full vault of riches that were left behind soon be within their reach? Next time on The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
What the heck is that?
It was very common during the middle 1700s.
In 1746, King Louis XV sent 2 ships to Oak Island, where they later created the Money Pit.
If we can find original works at the base of this shaft, it could lead to finding the treasure. The answer is unequivocally yes.